The recycling plant is key to survival on Mars, processing waste products into usable resources. Sector 2 primarily refines and recycles chemical and biological waste. Alright, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more Doom 3, and we are still in the recycling sector. Sector 2, to be precise. You may have noticed that the previous video title sort of implied that we were actually on the monorail skybridge, but that was a lie. We were instead just going through the recycling plant, and the rest of the following videos will be nothing but recycling plants. So terribly sorry. Anyhow, it looks as though that our entrance is blocked by the evil laughter, so we will have to go instead reactivate the primary pump systems. But first, just want to collect that PDA. You know, 100% completion and all that stuff.
Making progress, are we? And in such a hurry to find this, to find me. There's no need to rush. I am everywhere, and everything here is mine. It's a pity you did not alert the fleet, but it is of no consequence. I'll alert them myself. They will come to the rescue and be consumed by my legion. We will use their ships to bring this hell to Earth. You won't live to see it, and you will die long before you have a chance to warn them.
So the administrator was behind it the whole time. Oh no! By the way, if you recall back to the actual communications level, where you had the choice of either sending or cancelling the transmission, if you did send the transmission yourself, then the dialogue will be different. He'll say something along the lines of, "Oh, thanks for alerting the fleet, you idiot." But I wanted to hear this dialogue instead, just because he says, "It's a pity you did not alert the fleet, but it is no consequence." Pachuga is the best part about Doom 3, I think that's all that really needs to be said. He consumes everything with his absolute essence of ham, and what else do you need in this game? I appreciate them trying to tell a story in a Doom universe, but all you need is Betruger to carry the story along, and everything will be fine. So, he's decided to start filling the area with a whole bunch of toxic gases, and it is our mission to get rid of it, and we're gonna do just that. Lost Souls! We have not seen these enemies in years, it feels like. But they are back for this level, making their terrifying reappearance, and also allowing me to use my pistol a little bit more. So, rocket launcher! Nice to have some more rocket launcher ammunition. We picked up the rocket launcher at the end of the previous level, and I've already explained how the weapon functions, but we can go over it again in a moment. First of all, there's this storage cabinet right here. So, there are two personal data assistants you could use to unlock this cabinet. You can either use the PDA of Nicholas Sadoway, which we collected in the previous level, because he actually has an email from one of the maintenance workers in this sector, who tells him about the code. And the code for this one is also available on said maintenance worker's PDA, which is actually right through that door, but that door is locked. So, in turn, that's going to lead us back straight to this cabinet. I think I'm just going to unlock it at the very end, but I will show off both of the emails in the personal data assistant just to be safe. Moving forward over here can be a little bit scary, because they have a tendency to spawn a couple of imps in this area, because what level do they not spawn imps in Doom 3? But also be very mindful because there's a crouching imp behind that corridor, and because they can sort of bend their trajectory whenever they pounce, it's not convenient to be standing right there, so you may wish to move backwards.
You will never escape me. Your soul will be mine.
Your soul will be mine. Rocket launcher! Oh, hang on. I missed one of my shots. But as I was going to say, yes, the rocket launcher, it can inflict headshot damage, so if you are able to hit a headshot with the rockets themselves, it's going to deal a tremendous amount of damage. But even if that's not the case, the rocket launcher itself deals quite a hefty amount of damage to a lot of different types of enemies. Some might be able to soak up a little bit more punishment, but in general, just try to aim for the head area, but even then, just shoot maybe like 1 or 2 or even 3 rockets and most enemies will die, apart from the incredibly tough ones. Let's move on through this door, then let's mosey on back because that's going to spawn a revenant behind us, but I'm gonna see if I can our rockets actually collided with each other, which was pretty impressive, but there you go. It was like we actually landed 2 rockets instead of 1. It's not exactly entirely efficient. We don't have an exceptional amount of ammo in our backpack for this weapon, but we will be collecting more. And in fact, I'm going to be using the chain gun a bunch in this level, because we're almost, like the previous level, we're just basically going to get a full refill on chain gun ammunition. There's actually an ammo box over there, but there's also, inside this closet, a little pack of rockets. Rockets only appear in packs of 5, and that also includes spare rocket launcher pickups, so you will always be getting a maximum of 5 rockets per pickup. Good information to know. Hello, how you doing? Let's also use our shotgun in these corridors as well, because there's just a lot of good shotgun bait, including this guy right here. Love using me some of that shotgun goodness. Also be careful, there's... oh, well, besides that imp over at the explosive barrel area, you don't want to be next to the explosive barrels like that guy was. It is a mistake. Boom. There we are. And running around this corridor, we can find a locked door, because we need to vent the lethal gas. And they don't give you much more information than what is necessary. So, that's kind of the game's way of saying, walk to a different area of the level, go press a button, and then walk backwards. Also, watch out for more floating heads, like these guys. Alright. I'm actually gonna take some precautions right here, just get rid of any spare explosive barrels, because I've managed to have a couple of enemies destroy explosive barrels next to me, and it's not pleasant. Really not a pleasant experience to be had. I just actually got hit by one right there, but at least I rid of the explosive barrel that was originally sitting in that vicinity. Otherwise, I would have taken quite a tremendous amount of damage. I'm quite convinced that just being hit by explosive barrels any time in this game, unless you're on, like, the easiest difficulty, it's just an instant kill, so I try to maintain my distance whenever possible, or just rid of any explosive barrels that may be obstructing the path. Vent the containment chamber, and then get blocked by a bunch of wall panels. I'm just going to use my chainsaw for a bit. 3 imps will pop out into this little closet, and with that out of the way, we can move on backwards and shoot that maintenance worker who's coming to give us a hug, because I am anti-hugs today. Destroy him! His soul will be mine! Come on, you. Nope, you will not be headbutting me today! I have an incredibly accurate machine gun, and I'm going to vent my frustrations on you! Who's next? You? Oh, I see how it is. Oh, I'm just going to get stuck in some of the piping here. Just give me a moment to recollect my bearings. And traversing this area once more, that way we have access to that room, will cause that imp to spawn, as well as a revenant behind you. I should probably at some point consider using my plasma gun again, since it's still a fairly decent weapon, but I just want to use my chain gun some more. But not against this guy, because explosive barrels, God! Don't want that to happen again. In fact, I'm just gonna get rid of that barrel so that way it doesn't... Excuse me, I have to reload for a moment. I suppose that's one thing that I really should talk about for a minute, is the fact that you cannot... If you are in the process of reloading a weapon, you cannot switch weapons. That is admittedly one of Doom 3's major flaws, I must confess. Anyhow, we have a long spooky corridor, and these noises you've been hearing all throughout the level indicate the presence of a new enemy type. It is a baby! Babies! And this is a special corridor, because if you just stand here at the very end, you will be suffering about 6 or 7 cherubs headed your way. If you move forward at any given point, that will cancel out any further enemy spawns, and you may continue on the level as per normal. But I kind of feel like sitting here just using my chainsaw for a while, because it's a weapon I probably won't have a chance to break out very often in the future. That may be a lie, of course, because there are some very specific enemies that I'd love using the chainsaw against, but anyhow, we'll save that topic for a different time. Cherubs in this game, you can think of them as just improved versions of the spiders. They run up towards you, they have a tendency to limp towards you if they have enough of a distance, and their melee attacks are very quick. They have slightly more health compared to spiders, meaning you have to shoot them with a pistol 4 times, instead of 2 times. That's pretty much the only difference. Out of all of Doom 3's new enemies, I guess they're sort of scary, because they could be a little bit awkward to hit, even especially with the shotgun, but they're still melee-only enemies, and that's really the only purpose they serve, just kind of there to disturb your presence, so I've got nothing. I have no further opinions on this. So, with that being said, keep away from babies. And use your plasma rifle some more. I think there should be... No, there's just two around that corner. They do not appear from both opposite corners. My life is a lie. Shotgun! And there you can see, there's the pellet spur working to wonderful effects once more. There's an ammo box for chain gun ammo right here. And let's drop right into the lower region, where we can hear the pleasant sounds of something gurgling. Somebody has an upset stomach. And it looks as though we're going to have to play heart surgeon for them. Fresh from the sewers and full of pies comes the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle! Scrapjacks from Serious Sam 3. Or otherwise known in the Doomiverse as a monkey bus. The monkey buses have a lot of health, which is why I wanted to conserve a bunch of chain gun ammo for this point in time, because they just soak up so many bullets. As usual, aim for headshots. Even with the rocket launcher, you could probably kill them in just a couple of shots. I'm gonna try my best. Yep. 4 rocket headshots is enough to get rid of a mancubus. If you use only 5 rockets against the body, that's not even enough to kill them, so just bear that in mind. Always aim for headshots. The point always goes back to that topic, is headshots deal tons of damage. Use them. So, the monkey buses, you saw their very short-lived appearance right there. They only appear in 2 levels throughout the entire campaign. I wish I was joking, because they're actually some of the most dangerous enemies in the game. They have rapid fireball launchers, as per the original classic Doom 2. And they're painfully slow. Some people might be wondering, and yes, I have experimented with this theory, you can attempt to melee them. It's not a smart idea. They will crush you with their overpowered fireball launchers. So, just don't even try. It's not worth your time. It is such a shame that they don't appear very often in this game, but getting hit by their fireballs deals a tremendous amount of damage. So, just kind of strafe out of the way like this, and you should live to fight another day. So now we have a sequence where Bajogos just decide to straight up kill us by inflicting us with the toxic gases, but if you press all 3 of these buttons, that will stop all of the damage that is inflicting you and spawn a revenant for further punishment. Who hit me? But it's alright, because we have a health kit right here. Also, a personal data assistant of a Dr. Scott Johnson, or maybe he wasn't a doctor. He was probably a doctor for the toxins in here. That's what I'm going to assume. Toxins are people too. So here we're back at the storage cabinet, and the code for this you can find in both Scott Johnson's and Nicholas Sadawage's email PDA thingies is 483. And it doesn't contain exceptionally useful items. It's got shotgun shells, clips, armor, and some cells. But to show off both of those personal data assistants, here's Scott Johnson, you can find. It's in his email. And Nicholas Sadawage from the same guy. So, that all being said, this is the end of the level. However, judging by what the time on the sidebar says on the video below, we're not going there just yet. We're going to circle this area. Because, out of sheer curiosity, I decided, you know, since the previous recycling sector contained a couple of additional enemy spawns, I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled a similar trick if you just decided to go backtracking for a bit. Lo and behold, if you circle around this area again, you spawn this imp. But the fun just doesn't stop there, you see. Because if you figure that's not enough extra enemies that you want to shoot using your specialized MG88 Enforcer, patent protected by the UAC, if you sprint all the way down to the hallway of cherubs, but keep on pressing forwards, down, up another flight of stairs, you find this imp over here. And if you decide to go even further back down the lift we previously descended in order to reach the monkey bus chamber, then the level collapses, because the developers didn't want you to circle around the entire area again. And for good reason, because the lift we took upwards suddenly malfunctioned once Pichoga started pumping toxic gases into the arena. But that's it. those are the extra enemy spawns and the little level obstacle down there that you can see if you decide, for no reason in particular, that you just want to head back the original way you came. Again, I really do not understand why anyone would do this, but it's a nice attention to detail nevertheless. So, with all of that out of the way, I presume we've killed all enemies in the level. I mean, I don't know, maybe there's a cyber demon hiding somewhere in this place that I just haven't found out, but who cares at this point? All I know is that I am getting lost. I need to figure out how to return to the level exit, and I believe I actually have to take a right on this bend right here. And there we are. Yes. Up that flight of stairs, and then through a couple more hallways, and then we should be back at the monorail entrance. We're actually going to be heading for the monorail this time. No lies here. There's no more recycling sectors. I just said that to spook you at the very beginning of the level, just to make you dread and fear. But no, it was all a lie. We are actually going to head straight for the monorail. So, this was fun, and I will see you at the monorail.